look, there'll be a few players that'll miss this week. There's a bit of barbecue at Camden McIntosh's house, and unfortunately for a few guys, they caught a bit of a bug.
Was it the curry sausages that was the problem?
Look, I don't understand with Camden sometimes when he tries to cook these inventive things. I think know your limits at times, but it's just an unfortunate situation the boys are going to miss this week. So a spate of injuries causing plenty of changes at the Tigers. That's 5 changes, I guess, if you count the substitution. Judson Clark, Hugo Ralph-Smith, Marlon Pickett, Josh Kipkis, and Tyler Sonsie in. McIntosh, Baker, and Vlosten obviously out from the food poisoning, with Cumberland out of the side as well, doing his hamstring, done for the season. And we're coming up against the Dogs, also 1 and 2, massive game today. Need to get back-to-back victories just to give our season a bit of pride, a bit of presence. Dangerous when provoked. That's what the Tigers will hope to be today. Opening bounce. Nankervis out of the middle. It went straight to Bontempelli to McRae. Here's handball intercepted by Ralph Smith into the team this week. Up forward. Dusty's down there. Who's he playing on? Is that Caleb Daniel perhaps? And Dusty puts a big tackle on. No Pryor. What a start. A bit stiff. Free kick Bulldogs. Treloar inside 50. Jamara. Last week, Jamara's got 1 for the season. He's not going to add to that as he's offline for 1 behind. All away from him. There is, a brilliant handball from Ralph Smith to Taranto to Cochin. Lead at me, bruv. There it is. Shea Bolton did lead at me. Treloar ends up with it. He's kicked behind play. Ends up in the hands of whoever number 5 is. And now Jack Graham sends a high footy forward. Who's down there? Morris Pickett over the top. His first game for the year, although apparently he's had 21 touches, must have been in the reserves. Marlon Pickett lines up the Tigers for the opener. He's offline to the right-hand side, 1 behind. Oh, the kick has gone nowhere. Hit the target, please. And Josh Bruce has found his way in the forward line, surprisingly, this season. He's kicked a couple for the year. And he makes no mistake and gets the Dogs with their first goal of the game. Handball out of there. Short. What a tackle it was. He's got a man inside 50 with some space. This is Rewalt. Even though that stat doesn't display it, this one goes through. The Tigers take the lead in the first. Dangerous positioning. Rioli has the front posse. He takes the mark and he sees Lynch short. Can he hit him up? He does. And line up for the Tigers. They've been wayward in their goal kicking so far. And this one is starting right. It's coming back. He's got it. Lynch gets the second for the Tigers. 2-4-16. 1-2-8. Josh Gibcus gets down there to celebrate. English down at Taranto. Just puts it on the shoe. Lynch. Oh, he's played on according to the umpire. He got the kick away. Short. Goes short. Inside the 50. Here's Martin. Can he take one on? He just handballs it out of there in a panic state. And the Dogs can work it out a defensive 50. Up along the corridor. Fist went from Nankervis. Prestia runs into the open goal. And he's got it. Big moment for the Tigers. They've kicked a couple in a row. High fives all around for Dion Prestia. Dustin Martin's down there. It's a 2-on-1. Punched away by Jones. And it's quarter time. 3-4-22. The Tigers 1-2-8. The Dogs. And Rioli pretty pleased with the Tigers' first quarter. As am I as the coach. Very happy. Pressure on. Nankervis to Prestia. He's just kicked, went out of there, hacked. Forward. Treloar. Bontempelli. Runs in. Goal, Bulldogs. I don't actually think it was the Bont because he kicked Jones right. It was JJ pushing forward. Kicking the snag for the Dogs. And that's half time. The Dogs with the only goal of the quarter, but they did sort of change the way the game was played. Very possession-based, very defensive. But 8-point advantage at the half. Hopefully we can hold it into the second half. Switch across the face. Short trying to get in there with the fist. Can't. Oh, Aaron handball picked up by Morris Jr. on the left. He's kicked a ripper. Oh, the smother came, but it was too late. Morris got a bit of space. That's all he's been able to manage. Now Treloar, inside 50, Jamara, he's been dangerous today. Ends up on Bolter, turns him inside out, on the left foot. Goal to the Dogs. So that's 2 out on the fulls from Jamara Ugelhagen. This has been intercepted for the Dogs. Will he have a shot at goal? He goes into the pocket. And that is poor defence. Means Charlie Clark will line up. He's had 7 possessions already today. Going to right foot, Bunana. This one looks good. He's kicked it. Margin back to 3. Inside forward 50. Jamara again in the one-on-one. Bolter gets the fist away. Pressure on. The Dogs have a ping. And it's taken down there by Bruce. This to put the Dogs in front to make it 3 in a row. He's about 2 metres out. Tightish angle. And he snuck it in. By the barest of margins, the Dogs take the lead here in the third term. So the Dogs have changed their midfield play here. And that is a quick kick out of the stoppage. That is home. They extend the lead to 9 points. McRae puts it through. Inside forward 50. Bolton can't take the grab, and that is 3/4 time. A big term for the Bulldogs. Richmond disappointing, and they trail by 9 points heading into the last quarter. Rioli inside 50. It's intercepted by Richards for the Dogs, and they switch it. Punch. Oh, it's a good kick. They're out wide as well. 20 gone, final term. 9-point Bulldog lead. They've played this possession game of football. And it is working. And that will be it. I don't think anyone scored in the last quarter. A low-scoring affair. The Dogs by 9 points. They just hold the ball for so long. Nathan Broad very disappointed after that game. Oh, he's jumped up. A point apiece in the last as the Dogs win 6-4-40 to 4-7-31. A disappointing result. The Tigers move to 1-3. A challenge for them to get back into the season now ahead of Gather Round next week. Oh boy.
Sam Goatley from Panley Town Media here. Spider, you come up against a pretty defensive Dogs today. Do you feel like you might have been found out a little? Do you think teams might look to exploit this going ahead in the future?
It was a really frustrating second half from our point of view. I thought, the third quarter, we tried to open up the game a bit more to extend our lead, but they were quite good at holding possession, and especially in that last quarter, we really found it difficult to win the ball back. It's easy enough knowing what they're going to do, but it's harder to then create the way to stop it. Even if we know that they're going to chip it around and switch the ball, we tried to have our players sort of manning up and being a bit tighter on their marking, but if they're going to keep holding possession, it's really tricky to score. I think that's why we saw such a lackluster last term. So I'm sure Bevo knows that. But, we're disappointed in the outcome, and, at the end of the day, it shut off our chance of winning, and we'll need to find a way to beat that if it comes up against another team. Gather round, everybody, for Gather Round. It is Richmond and Sydney at the Adelaide Oval. For Gather Round, of course. And it should be a cracker. Sydney 3-2, I think, heading into this, or 3-1, Richmond 1-3, needing a big performance today. The Tigers and the Swans, it's Laddams out of the middle. It's a handball away. They send it inside 50, but Grimes is there already. You just wonder, is the intercept game going to be the key today? Oh, that's a dreadful kick from Grimes. And it goes to Buddy, who outmarks Bolter. And this will be the perfect start for the Swans, as he lines up and puts it through. People in the crowd. No specific teams. Here's Hopper through the middle. Sends a high footy long, top of the goal square, on the goal line. Rewalt. He should put through his first for the night. From point blank range, he does. Oh, Rewalt takes it, goes short to Judson Clark. He can line up. And he's kicked it left. That's an early miss for the Tigers. Oh, here comes short. Oh, I didn't want to play on. I did not want to play on. I wanted to have a shot, but that man, he really cut me off. Quarter time. 7 points apiece. Not happy with that quarter, to be honest. Have a shot, bud. Instead, he goes inside 50 and he finds Cunningham with a nice weighted kick. And he's missed. Gee, the Swans inaccurate with their goal kicking early for a user-controlled player. This is an inside 50 ball. Ralph Smith gets the fist. Picked up by the Swans. And a flying shot at goal. It might have been Goulden. He's a snag. 117, the Tigers. Sydney been dominant in territory in this term. And again inside 50 this time. Buddy takes it, plays on immediately, and another Sydney goal. Absolutely nothing that could have been done about that. It was Papley. Jeez, I tell you what, I was surprised he didn't go with the real windmill celebration. Oh, run him down. Mark that. It was Sampson. His kick goes short. Still not 15, and in the end, Rioli takes the mark. Some mid-level ball use. Winds up in a shot at goal. Morris Rioli. Kick is great. Richmond get one back late in the second term to bring the margin back to 7 after it was all square at quarter time. It's ball away from him. Here comes Morris. Here also comes Lynch. Lynch inside forward 50. And that is half-time. 7-point lead to the Swans. It's frustrating, the ball use. It really is, but a late goal there. I still feel well and truly in the game. Got to find a way back in. That's you, big fella. You got to find a way back in. Hopper spills for the footy. Gets it again. Puts it on the boot. And he might find short. So that's something we've learned, is going backwards can actually give you almost a better option at times. Jaden Short. He's a long kick. He's a good kick of the footy. And this, from 45 out, goes straight through the middle. Margin back to 1. Get out of the goal square. Oh, the short ball should be in front of my man. No, Haywood runs in and kicks it. It's disappointing. It's very disappointing to concede like that. From the middle, Prestia with a high footy out wide. Ball just sits up for McIntosh, who goes inside 50 towards Ross. In the end, Rewalt, can he get the kick away? He does. It goes too short. But then a shorter ball, also to Ross, inside towards Dusty, and they've paid a mark that definitely wasn't 15. He just didn't have the juice to run with him. And again, the invisible wall puts Hopper in a terrible position, as it does Ralph Smith there, and Haywood runs in and kicks 2 in a row for Sydney. Oh, it's ludicrous. Margin out to 13. Richmond disappointed. 23 gone. Third term. As the Swans go out of the middle. That's run down. Surely intercepted it is. And that is 3/4 time. It's a 13-point Sydney lead. Richmond going to need a big last quarter. After a 2-goal to zip term for the Swans after Richmond got it back level pegging. Swans are away through handball. A short kick, intercepted by Short. You cannot pay holding the ball. You cannot pay holding the ball there. Give me a frame to take the mark. Then you can pay it. Inside 50, Rewalt. The margin is 13. Richmond need a goal, and Rewalt delivers. Back to 7 points. It's Reid. Out marking Bolter. Will he have a shot, or will he go short? Oh no, at the top of the goal square. They've got a man free. It's Haywood who can line up for his third. Miss. Ah, he's kicked it. Margin back to 13. The kick goes half a metre. Picked up by the Swans out of the stoppage. It's a goal. That's the game. Dusty. Goal. We need something magical here. We do. We do need a magical moment to win it from here, and it would need to be out of the stoppage, but that's not the case here, is it? Punch! Punch! Learn to punch! It's pure frustration at the moment. Prestia out of the pack. He's kicked that on the full remarkably. Two goals apiece in the final term. Sydney with a 13-point win. Disappointing for Richmond once again. Moved to 1-4 on the ladder. And there's plenty of work to be done.
Sam Gately from Panley Town Media here, Spud. Do you start to see a bit of a pattern forming with how teams are picking you apart, starting in defence and chipping it around before sending it up forward?
Yeah, it's something we came up against with the Dogs last week, and Sydney obviously following suit today at various stages of the game. We thought we did it a little bit better today, but again, it's something we're going to have to work on going forward, and I think that if that is a tactic team are going to employ against us, we will definitely be ready the next time. But as I said last week, it's easy enough knowing it's going to happen, but it's hard to sort of counteract that.
I know from Peppy Max Media here, I've noticed you've been making a lot of changes. Is there any reason for this? Maybe causing some unsettling players at the club?
Yeah, this week obviously the food poisoning lads had come back in, Baker McIntosh and Boston, and we thought Trent Cotchin probably needed a rest. We didn't want to send him to this road trip. Want to make sure he's sustainable through the whole year, being one of the older senior players. So. We don't think we're changing things too drastically with the team, and hopefully, that means some of the guys get opportunities who can go forward and take that on and be a superstar of the future.